Hi everyone, welcome to the Culture Innovators Live. Today we have Adessy on and I'm really excited. She's amazing. She's the creator of Navigate on YouTube and it's so good. I first came across Navigate, and then I came across the creator Adessy on social media, and I just loved it because I just really Hey, I loved it just because didn't really see a series that spoke to and for those who may have been at university and then going back home. So I just really loved it because it was innovative and I've never seen anything like it before. But Adessy has joined us now and I'll just invite her in and I'm really excited. Let's go. Hi everyone. Hello. Good to see you. Hi. How are you
Hey,
doing?
hi.
How are you doing? You look lovely.
Thank you. I can't lie, I put on makeup for you. This is all
Oh,
great.
I feel so special. Well, thank you for coming on. I was just telling people that you created the Navigate series and how I love it. And I actually came across that first before I came across you. And I was just like, oh,
Really?
who created this? Yeah. I saw the Navigate Instagram page and then I saw that it had like a massive following like on YouTube. And yeah, the YouTube videos I loved because I actually found them to be like just really I could relate to them. Like going back home after uni, I could relate. Like just the different topics, I could really relate. So yeah, that is just really good. But yeah, I've just got a few questions for you. My first question is, how would other people describe you? For those who may not know you, how would they describe you? Yeah.
I think I'd be described as passionate. I feel like I got hella passion. Like if I'm on something,
Yeah.
I'll probably be shouting a lot. I'd say I'm like an omnivert. So people would probably say I'm an omnivert. In some situations, I'm really talkative or I'm very quiet.
Wow.
The next one would probably be driven, as it kind of goes with passion, that if there's an idea or something set in my head, like we're going for it, we'll find a way to do it either way. Last one, no, I think fourth one probably be goofy. Not even in a like, it's just in a way of I'm the person that falls over.
Really?
It's so bad. Like I trip over my own feet all the time in public. So it's
I can relate.
it actually upset. There was one time I was actually praying about it. I was like, God, I don't
Wow.
want this to be my destiny anymore. It's not cute. It's not cute. And the last one I probably say is fun. Like I just like we got to live life, you know. Life is short. We got to enjoy. So
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. When you said that you are driven, what do you think kind of like inspires that? Where do you think that kind of comes from for you?
I think it comes from the concept that I just know that if I look back and see that I haven't put in as much effort into something that could potentially work, I'd be really like frustrated. So for me, it's like our time on earth is so short. Make the most of it while you can and really just push at it and show that you gave it your all. I hate the concept of living with regret and like, oh, maybe if I tried a bit harder, I'd be better. Or if I did a bit of this, I'd be better. Like that really irks me. So I just give things my all when I'm there. So yeah.
That's super inspiring. I love that. And with like the Navigate series, kind of like when did you first start? Like when did you the idea for that come into your head? And when did you start with that? And why?
Navigate series started. Okay, the idea probably came when I was still in final year of uni because I was just thinking I'm gonna graduate and I won't know what the real world is like and I'm scared. And then I graduated because I had this whole concept in my head of what graduation would be. I like, you know what, I'm gonna go to brunch, I'm gonna have money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then I graduated and I was just like, wait, what does this mean? Why is the world like this and why is it so cold?
Yeah.
So the Navigate series essentially came about whilst I was in my first ever job, and I was really overwhelmed with just the transition and the fact that I didn't know where my life was going to go or why I was experiencing this. And I was talking to my friends and they were struggling as well. So I was like, we need to have a conversation. So that's essentially where Navigate came from. The concept of like, let's have a conversation about adulting. No one's talking about it. I'm struggling, you're struggling. Let's deal with this. So yeah.
That's so good. So that was like the idea. Then like with the idea, like when did it start? Like when did you bring it to life? And like what kind of like, what was the process of it?
Oh my gosh, it was a long process.
No.
Let me say that. Oh, you love Navigate Series, love it. Thank you. It was a long process. I think what happened was that I started it officially when I left my first job. So I went through like a whole maybe 3 to, I think it was like, no, let me not lie. It was probably like a 5-6 month unemployment period. And I just poured everything into Navigate. And it was just like, I did a lot of research of the topics that were affecting us. So I knew stuff like moving away from your family, living in your family home would be stressful, finding a brand new job. All that kind of stuff that we don't think about how it would affect us actually affects us. And then I spent time just planning, finding the right people, getting a studio, making pro. But it was a long process.
Wow.
But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
With like that time as well, it's amazing how like you use that time. Like, you know, you used it to be productive in a sense, you know, even though you were like, oh, okay, I'm just going to make something out of this time. I love that. That's so good. Like, a lot of people wouldn't use it, like, wouldn't think to do that during that time. So I guess that's inspiring for people who may be in that situation. Like, you never know, it's opportunity, you know, to create something.
Do you know what it is? I feel like because I was in my house, I said I'm unemployed. I was like, my mom and dad are looking at me in my room and I'm saying, I have to be doing something. So I literally just had to put in the effort to just really show that I had something to show for myself in that period, essentially. So yeah.
It's become something, and that's so good. So I guess it was a blessing in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question is, what would you tell your younger self?
There's 2 things I'd tell my younger self. One is relax / life isn't that deep, and it's which I think is so contradictory to what everyone else kind of says. Because I think it's just like, for me, because I'm quite driven and like ambitious as a person, I'm always like trying and pushing to go like really far, but it just put unnecessary pressure on myself. And I was like, the more I stressed about certain situations, the less I was able to actually function and do what I wanted to do. So I had to realize that, one, I have to take a break and like just relax. Like, life will happen and you have to embrace that. The second thing would probably be that you can't model your life on other people's lives.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, I just think we're part of a generation which was exposed to so much knowledge. So like for me, anyone that I aspire to be like, I would stalk their Wikipedia, look at their education background, look at everything. I'm like, you know what, you did that, I will do that. Will do that. So I was trying. For me, Reggie Yates was the be all and end all of my life. I wanted to be Reggie Yates, essentially. And I realized that from the fact that he was a child star at the age of 8 years old, and when I was 8, I was in school, it just wasn't gonna work. So I realized I had to just like take a step back, relax, and just know that the plan that God has for me is completely different to what he's done for other people. And like, you may follow in their footsteps, but it may not come out the same way. So yeah, that's it.
And like, it's okay as well. What would you say is like your biggest inspiration? Like, what things and maybe people inspire you?
Inspiration wise, I'd probably say my friends. Like, I can't lie, I've got a lit network. My friends and people, like the people around me, I'm so grateful that they're there, because they're pretty much people that if they say they want to do something, they do it. And I watch them build things from the ground up and see how opportunities kind of come forth from that. And I just respect how, even though we're all in kind of different fields, we all have different goals and aspirations, they're still able to fulfill what they've chosen to. But I also say, inspiration wise, just beautifully made content. Like, if something is well made and it looks good and you can tell that someone has put the effort and the time into something, like, it just it gets you so gassed. Like, I get so excited. So yeah, that's probably what inspires me the most.
That's cool. And how like would your faith? How does your faith influence like your craft and like you with like creativity, social media, all of it?
Do you know what? I think when I was in like year 12 slash like beginning sixth form, I just knew in my heart that I wanted to be a creative, but I wasn't creative. Like I wasn't a creative person. And like though every time I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna come up with some ideas, I'd write stuff down and nothing would like there would be no ideas. So I prayed to God. I was like, God, I beg, please make me creative, make me a creative. And it sounds like such a weird thing to do, but I literally prayed, and God literally answered it. So like within like the next year, by the time I started uni, ideas were flowing from my brain. I was
Wow.
literally so any show or any concept or any project I've ever worked on, I've literally prayed about it, spoken to God about it, and like just embraced it for what it is. And like I just trust that anything I create, like God is walking me through the process, that it's not just me doing it, like it's him who's really inspired everything. So yeah.
That's really inspiring because sometimes like in the like just with life you forget, like it sounds so simple but you actually forget just to pray, or like if that's important to you you just kind of forget. And I love the fact that you're just like, no, that'll be the first thing I do, I'll pray. And I love how we said I pray God will make me a creative, and the next year boom, ideas.
No, but it was one of
Yeah.
those ones that like obviously in the time you can make a prayer and then like nothing happens. Like for me it was a drought. There was nothing there. But I thought it'd be nice to be a creative, because I just think, you know, when you see certain people that call themselves creatives, they look a certain way, even the way they dress is vibey. I'm just like, you're a vibe. Me too, I want to be a vibe. So that's essentially where it came from.
Okay. Next question is 25 years from now, what do you want to be known for? This is a deep question. And what do you want your legacy to be?
Okay, 25 years from now, how old am I? 23. I'll be 47. That's my life, or 47. Okay. 25 years from you know what? I didn't get to the second part of the questions you sent me, so I'm thinking about it now. 25 years from now, I hope to, is this legacy wise? Sorry. Or just
Yeah, like
what I've accomplished?
yeah, we can do both.
Okay. In regards to accomplishments, I'd like to have produced content that is global and that people recognize it. So when you see something, you know that I made. And legacy wise, I just would have liked to inspire people to know that they can create something with what they have, and that you can start and you can work and your vision can actually become a reality. Because I think quite often we see people succeeding, but a lot of time they had kind of like a leg up in life. They had that little boost, or their parents were there, or they knew someone here, or they knew something there. But I come from like, I'm starting in a creative industry where no one in my background has done that, or no one around me has done that. And I want to show that it's possible. And like, if you've got God backing you, like, please tell me what can stop you. Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And I'd ask as well, like, for a lot of people, they haven't gone to uni, studied digital media. They often like they may like feel like, oh no, that's something I can't do. But like, how would you encourage them? What are practical things people can do if they have an interest in it, but they feel like they don't know much about it, but it's something they would really love to get in, like, involved in?
For me, like, I didn't study digital media at all. I studied English literature, which meant that I just read books for fun, quote unquote. And I started with like just trying it out. So with creating content, everything I created was like, I wanted to make a project. I have a camera, record it, test it. If it doesn't bang, it doesn't bang. If it bangs, it bangs. I feel like a lot of people say they want to start things and they don't do anything about it. So to me personally, it means you didn't want to start it. You're just saying that for the sake of saying it. I think if you're genuinely passionate, you will find a way to make it happen. And if that means like, it means that you have to be happy with every stage of the journey that you're at. Like, it can't just be you can't expect to have produced an Oscar-winning masterpiece in your first project, because that's just not realistic. But with what you do start with, put your all in, and just know that you will learn and get better each time. So yeah, I've just learned that I'm not afraid to fail. Like, I'm very
That's so
grateful.
good.
Like, even with like my YouTube channel, I started it when I was like in sixth form, and I don't delete my videos because I want to see the journey.
Oh
And
wow.
it's hella cringy. Like I look at my face, I look at my eyebrows, I look at my everything. It was just off. But I look back and I'm just like, look, there's so much progression. Like I'm happy that from when I was 17 to when I'm 23, there's a difference in who I am and what I've seen and like how we've gotten there. So yeah.
That's so good. And are there any like projects that you are like currently working on or previously worked on that we can support, that we can go subscribe to or that we can follow? Yeah.
In regards to like projects wise, I'm writing some stuff. I can't talk about it too much at the moment, but if it goes well, just know that we'll all be praising God, we'll all be celebrating. So that is yes. Navigate, we're working on some new content for that. I am doing a residency with the Institute of Contemporary Arts at the moment, but COVID's tried to take our necks and we're not allowing that to happen. So there's going to be some workshops happening later in the year and some video content, and there's going to be more video content on Navigate's page that's coming up soon. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I'm just trying to live my best life. I watch Korean dramas now. That's what's driving me right now. So yeah.
Relaxing as well. That's so good to hear. And do you mind just briefly explaining for those who may not know what the Navigate series is?
Yes. So the Navigate series is essentially a video series online that aims to tackle the issues of adulting and to talk about adulting in like an authentic and honest way. We basically host conversations with people who have either just graduated from uni or who are in the working world in their 20s and are going to move on to 30s, and where they just share their experiences in honest ways, and we try and help each other, and we try and just relate and understand our struggles. So yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for everything that you shared. I hope people go check out Navigate, and I'm sure they already checked it out. But yeah, thank you so much for your time and what you want.
No worries.
I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.